Hi, I'm Holly Lambert, and this is Lifehouse Body and Soul. I want to talk to you about using mindfulness to help navigate through perfectionism. Perfectionism, from my perspective, is definitely a cultural and also a community type situation that is maybe a little different or measures a little differently in different places. But from where I live and the experiences I had growing up, perfectionism was a very real thing. It caused a lot of fear in my life. I see it today cause a lot of fear in my children's life, in my family, and the people around me. Perfectionism for me looks like a little chatter in the back of my mind saying what you're doing is not enough. Who you are is not enough. It also looks like a hijack of my mind of sorts, pushing me into irrational behavior and thoughts and expectations that are really hard for my family and the people around me to deal with. The idea of what perfectionism is has changed in my mind. It used to be more of a positive idea where I would use the idea of being perfect as connected to my worth, connected to my exaltation, the status of who I am and where I was going. I grew up in a household with three beautiful sisters who would give the appearance of perfectionism, and people would often comment, and without saying anything, I felt this standard that I had to be held to. And again, my worth was tied to that perfectionism. It could look different in your life. It could look like me, a little bit more OCD, kind of a hijacked type of state. It could also look a lot like judgment and fear. So maybe just take a moment to reflect on, how is perfectionism actually affecting your life? What's happening in your life that maybe without even realizing it or knowing it, the perfectionism in you and your idea of what you should be is pushing you into areas that you lose your serenity. It causes conflict in relationships. It causes a wedge between the love that you have for yourself and the idea of who you should be. And I want to take you through a little mindfulness exercise today to just help you maybe crack the door open to the idea that it might be okay to be where you are, for your life to be what it is today, that it is important for your life to be in the state, in the chaos, in the imperfect way it is today. So you might join me in a seated position, maybe allowing some length in your spine. You might even close your eyes. You might use your breath to kind of still the body. Maybe some cleansing breaths out the mouth. And with your eyes closed, if that feels safe, you might just bring your awareness to your hands. And if you want to, you can kind of rub your fingers together. Maybe use both hands to rub the tops of your hands. My hands right now are dry and a little worn. There might be a little bit of discoloration or rough areas. Maybe just for a moment, you could imagine in your mind what your perfect hands would look like. nails are, the way the fingertips and the nails are, and how they would feel if someone shook your hand. Perhaps if someone you loved laid a gentle kiss on them. And then without judgment or fear, I just want you to kind of acknowledge and notice how your hand would look. Your hand right now would look next to this idea of a perfect hand. Mine would be rough and worn, perhaps little scars or cuts, maybe some age spots or wrinkles. Want to acknowledge how the roughness in my hands mean that I was able to use my hands and work. Maybe the little cuts and marks on my hand are places where I experienced an adventure, I did something difficult or hard. Maybe the little areas where there are age spots or darkness represent the times I experienced the sun, where I allowed the sun to play on my skin. Represent the time that I take to care for myself, or maybe the time that I'm encouraged to take care of myself, the reminder that I need. Knowledge and enlightenment, I might just take a moment to bring some truth to which hand is actually the perfect hand. Which hand has the experience and the love that I am hoping for. Perhaps just giving a little gratitude for my hands and their willingness to do hard things and to allow me to use them to touch the people that I love, to touch my own skin, to minister to my own body. Maybe blinking our eyes open. Before you can let go, before you can create a space for what is actually perfect, you have to be willing to let go of the idea of the belief systems that have told you what is perfect. You have to be willing to crack the door open to a new way of viewing what beauty and growth, what accomplishments are, and what they're not. And you might just take a moment throughout this week to Notice how this might apply to your life. Not only in the way you view your body, but the way you view your life and where it's at right now. The way you view where your children are at and where your household is at. And every day having the opportunity to surrender the belief of what perfectionism is in your life. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.
If you're looking for more capacity to navigate life's challenges with peace and purpose and community, please join us. Learn more at bodysoulschool.com.